Ania, thank you very much for joining us. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. And where are you joining us from today?
I'm actually in a small village in Switzerland, in Rüti, close to the border with Austria. We have a nice friend who is borrowing us a house, so we can have a home base during for the preparation and the winter as well.
Yeah, very good.
Good.
I'm gonna jump on that straight away then, and mentioned the preparations you were doing last month in Saas-Fee on the glacier there, and was it all feeling good, getting ready again for the new season?
Yes, fortunately this year in spring we had a lot of snow, so Sasfe was in a good condition. So we decided to stay here and not go to Chile. Also because of the big expenses it goes with. But we were lucky with the condition in Sasfe this year. So we had a very good first block there, and we will go back. Like around 18 September.
Very nice. So I noticed on your social media that you were doing a bit of giant slalom focus, and then I think you're probably looking forward more to the speed side of things. So was it glad to get the longer skis back on?
Yeah, we did already a few speed days in Sasfe. It's shorter, but it's okay. And I need also for sure some GS base. So I mean, GS is always part of the training. Sasfe is very good for that because we have actually more ski days than in Chile. So I have more time to do GS as well and to feel more prepared.
Yeah, you mentioned you just come off the bike. How long are your sessions when you're on the bike?
Depends. Now it was a aerobic session like 2 hours because I had two sessions a day. So I had one this morning and one this afternoon. So 2 hours this today.
Oh dear. Yeah, good.
Not as much as you then.
A bit more than I do. I've just come off mine as well, actually, but nothing like that.
I'm going to take you back, Anya, to growing up and getting into the sport. Some listeners might not know this, but you're actually born in France. So how was it in I presume, a quite strong ski environment to get into the sport? Talk us through that.
Yeah, my history is a bit more unique because I don't come from a skiing family at all. So I was born in Limoges in central France, and then we moved in the south of France to Perpignan in the Pyrenees, and I grew up only with my mom, and she actually was dating a ski teacher, and that's how I started skiing at the age of 7, and I had in French, when you're learning skiing and you as a tourist you do the few stage, and the first one is flocon. Flocon is the how do you call it, like the snowflake, like that's the first stage of skiing, and I passed this thing at 7 years old, which is quite late actually for the skiing world. But I evolved really fast. Like at 7 I just started putting the skis, and I think at around 9 I was already in the ski club, and at 10 I was like by far the last on in the races, and at 10 I was already fighting for the first spot, so everything really went quickly. So at 12 years old I decided to move to the Alps because all the system is there actually for high level skiers. So I moved in how do you call it, a foreign family. you know, like, so I find a family and they accepted me there because my mom was a mathematical teacher. We had our lives in south of France, and I mean, how can I explain, like a kid at 12 years old saying she wants to move for skiing, which I just did since 5 years. It was a bit unexpected, and she didn't want to move everything just for me, in a way that she didn't want to put pressure on me, and also like I think she wanted to be sure that it's not just a hobby of 1 year. So yeah, then my family came 1 year after. My sister came, and then my mom joined us 2 years after. So yeah, it's how it started, just in the south of France.
You say you're not, obviously it wasn't from a skiing family. Do any of your family ski now that you've started, or now that you were successful, really?
Yeah, my sister, like I had a younger sister, like we are just 1 year and 2 months apart, so she was doing also ski racing. That's why she joined me also in the Alps after. But she quit a few years ago because she's doing veterinary studies in Romania. So she start her 5th year already, and yeah, you can't do these studies with skiing aside. So she had another passion. And my mom, like she loved skiing. She grew up in Romania, and also during the communist time, she was going skiing in Brașov, in Poiana. And she loved skiing, but as a amateur, I will say. And then she just followed me, my career. So for sure, she learned more and more about skiing, but she was not part in the racing part of skiing before I started.
Yeah, so there was obviously that chunk of time you were with the family in the Alps. It was very beneficial for your career. And how did it go on after that to get to where you are today?
Yeah, many people. I mean, for sure, my mom helped me move at 12, so that was the starting point. And then in the Alps, I was at the ski club Les Arcs in near Bourg-Saint-Maurice, so that's where I begin the career in the Alps at 12, and then I qualified to the. We have 2 high school for ski racing in France, in Moutier and in Albertville, and I qualified for the one in Moutier. So actually, I passed every stage towards which brings me towards my career. Like it was not easy, but yeah, I kept going, and because like any country, at some steps you need to have some criteria to be able to go in these special schools, like for skiing. So it was the top 20 in Moutier and top 10 in Albertville for the qualifications. And in the end, they took just 3 girls of my age in Albertville. So my goal was actually to go there. And the year when I had the criteria and I really believed I would be taken in Albertville, I was not. So that's when I changed actually for Romania in 2012.
That's what I was going to say next. Was there ever an opportunity to ski for France? And how did the decision come about to start skiing for Romania?
Yeah, so I started for France, but as a child, you were allowed, like I was doing the national circuit in France, but I was allowed to race some international race like Pinocchio, Topolino, all this. Actually, it's not this name now, but it was Topolino at my in my times. You're allowed to race for another country. So that's how I started with Romania. That's how they got to know me, and then for sure they asked me to change the nationality. Like they insisted on that. And as I told you, I started with France. Like the FIS, I started the 2 first year with France, and my goal was to be at this top school in summer school in Albertville. And my best year, like the second year of FIS, I think it was, or the third one maybe, when they froze the year, I don't remember exactly. That's when I realized I will need to prove like 10 times more than other French girl. So that's when I moved, yeah, for Romania. At the time, it seemed like a good option. So for sure, since then I had the, how can I say, the plus and the minus. So yeah, I had many plus, but also many minuses with this decision.
Yeah. So it was obviously very competitive at the time in the French team, as I would imagine it still is to this day. So was it a situation where you approached the Romanian team, or did they come to you, having known that your mum was born and raised there?
Actually, the really beginning, I don't know, because I was like, I think, 15, 16. So maybe my mom saw I can race for like this Topolino races, and then when the contact started, then they wanted me to change the nationality. And in France, I'm born 95, and it was quite a strong year with Clara Direz. I know she was on your podcast, with Laura Gaucher, Estelle Alphand. Yeah, I had a really strong year, so it was a good competition.
Very good competition. So let's jump to the present day. You're now in a very small team, I believe, as the finances are obviously slightly lacking. But is it a really tight sort of financial pot that you're having to work with, and how are you managing year on year to continue to ski at the World Cups and World Champs Olympics?
So it's a big battle every year, every month, every day. We actually, I will not enter in the details, but in 2017, before the Olympic, before Pyeongchang, my finances got cut by the federation, and every finances I got actually from the government as well. So since then, it's I'm on my own with private sponsors and the ski club. So that's how I'm still here. So I always have the sponsors on me. It's, how can I say, it's not easy. It's already like this. I have to explain a bit. I have like 1/3 of a normal budget I should have for being a World Cup speed skier, because in World Cup it's more expensive, and in speed is a nightmare. Because the slopes, for example, in Sasfe now, just to explain you, if you do giant slalom, you pay your ski pass and you have a free lane, and it's all right. To do speed, we have to rent the slope, the speed slope, and we have to rent a ski-doo who bring us to the top of the speed slope. So, and you have an early pass in Sasfe, which is to be able to go earlier than others. And if you do speed, you're actually obliged. You must take this early pass, because it takes longer, the rotation. So it's too warm after, and we need to take that. So all this is in plus compared to someone who is just skiing GS or slalom. So that's why I insist, like, speed is even more difficult, and that's why actually on the start list you won't see many small skier, not small skier, small countries. Like, they don't really. We don't have many. We have few. I'm not the only one, but it's not easy. It's a fight, and the last year after COVID, it was even more difficult because prices got up in every part, like the gas, the hotel, the food, like the plane tickets. For example, now in Chile, also because of the lack of snow in Europe, they increases the prices in Chile because it's business and they know we need Chile. For example, Chile or Ushuaia or New Zealand, I mean, it's the same. They know they are quite important to us Europeans, so they increased all the prices, and it got crazy. Like now, skiing is really expensive, and yeah, I don't have money from family. Like it's yeah, I don't have a family that can provide on this part, so it's I'm completely on my own, and I'm lucky to have all these sponsors, but it's not easy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, from what you're saying, you've got a very hard time, and you have to train very hard as well. But do you think it helps you, it gives you more determination to actually succeed because of the environment you're actually in?
Yeah, the determination already without these problems I had a lot. So since I'm young, I'm quite a determined person, and that's why actually it helped me to keep going, because with so many obstacles I could have just let go since a long time, but I couldn't accept that I will stop my career just because of someone else or something else. I need it to be my choice. If I want to stop, it's because I'm not passionate anymore. I'm tired of the skiing world. I have pain in my body all over. It's I will see when I will stop, but I want it to be my choice, and that's why for me any obstacle was something to overcome. Like it didn't even occur to me to just stop. Like it was never part of the plan.
Yeah, of course. I did just want to ask to sort of get a perspective of it all, I suppose. What does your team actually look like? How many members, and what are their roles within the team?
Yeah, so we started. So when I got cut, I started just myself and my mom. So my mom will drive me to the competitions and go to the meetings. That's pretty it, because she was not a ski coach, or she couldn't do more, but it was still helping me to have someone with me and not be alone, because yeah, in 2016, 17, actually 17, so I was 22 years old, so it's not so old. And so it started like this, and then I grew up. I could access more sponsors, more funds, so we evolved. So at the time in 2018, I got to the Olympics without coaches. Like I was really on my own this season. I was doing my skis, just going with my mom to races. And then that's actually when I did my first European Cup point. So I was pretty proud. It was a big goal at the time. And then I was in a relationship with Ioana Chiriloae, another skier in Romania, who did speed also on the speed circuit. Who did Skidbull, Benuggen, and all that. And he'd been in his last year. He had the same struggles as me about financial problems with the federation and everything. So he decided that he will stop his career and come to help me, to join me, to be my coach. And I mean, so we can go together, so I wouldn't be alone. I was younger, and he was thinking that I had more potential, and if we go all alone, like each of us alone, we wouldn't reach what we can reach if he can join me. So I was lucky he joined me in 2000. 2019. So 1920 was the first year we did together. So that it started like this. Then I didn't have the financial to pay for him all the year. So we trained with Elvedina Muzaferia, the girl from Bosnia. So yeah, we evolved like this. So we were just, then I was alone with him, and then now I have enough finances to and we need actually a big need for ski men. So now it's a ski man, John, my coach, and me. So we are a team of 3. Because for John, it was actually impossible at the World Cups to do the skis, the meetings, the inspection, the slope inspection in the morning, everything. It started to be really tense to be alone. And when we do speeds, usually you need someone turning with you or being in the start, and also someone who can help the big teams on the slope. So it was quite, it started to be really complicated to be just with him. So that's why we took a ski man. And but now, yeah, the finances are a bit more tighter. So for example, we chose to stay in Sasfe, not Chile, because it's also a year with USA. We have Beaver Creek now in World Cup, the first World Cup in December. It means like you have a USA trip in plus in the season, in the plan. So yeah, we need to adjust everything.
Yeah, I'd also like to gauge something else and ask if and how well followed alpine skiing or snow sports are in Romania, and because I've seen that there are a few FIS races that are held there every so often. But what's the situation with that? Are there a lot of people watching it?
Skiing, like amateurism skiing, is really popular in Romania. We have some nice skiing area, and people, I think we have 2 million people skiing a year, which is quite big. And so the, how can I say, the potential could be here, but no, people didn't. I won't blame just someone, or it's many things that are not working enough well. So the ski racing culture is not good in Romania. Like, it's not, they don't follow enough, or maybe they follow some World Cups on the TV, but that's it. Like, if you start to enter about with in Europa Cup and everything, and what people do in the big countries, like, I would say they're a bit late in the mindset about ski racing, and but that's the same problem in many other sports. So sport is not I will stay about skiing because that's I know more, but for sure skiing is not it's not sustained. Like, we don't have support. Alpine skiing, I think people realized it's a really expensive sport, and you need to invest a long time before seeing a small result, and that people in Romania don't like. Like, you need to invest and see a result right now. And skiing is not the only sport, but it's one of the sports that it takes time. Like, it takes a lot of time when you have to start from the ground, and it's so expensive that you will need to invest, I don't know, in 5, 6, 7 young people, have a team around them, and wait for years until they grew up in a new system and with a new technique and a new solid base, like, technically. But that we will see in 10 years at least, and with hundreds of thousands of euros, and they are not ready for that. So alpine skiing just got let aside, like, it was just abandoned. So without people putting the interests, then it's hard to get sponsors, because, like, marketing wise in Romania, if skiing could be a big one. Like it could have a big potential, but people needs to put more interest in it. And until now, you have few, and I'm lucky with those ones because you have few good-hearted people that want to help me and to help skiing, are a true fan of skiing. But it's not enough. For we will need more people like them to help evolve skiing in Romania.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know that there have been people that have races that have scored World Cup points. I believe it has now been over 14 years since Romania scored a World Cup point. Is that something that you'd like to change?
Yeah, the last one was Edith Miklos. She changed for Hungary because of how well it is in Romania. So yeah, we lost her, and actually she was a very, very talented one. And when she started for Hungary, then she had also a really good team and support around her. Like she had the same support as the big teams. Like she had enough staff around her, and plus the talent and the hard worker, and it worked. Like I mean, it's doable, but you need many things to be able to be at the top like her. And for sure, I wish to change that. And I was close actually to get some top 30 3 years ago when I was at my pitch. But since 3 years, I struggled quite a lot the last 3 years. So I've been a bit more far. But this year it looks more promising, and we will fight for it. So I hope that I will bring the next World Cup points for Romania. I wish.
No, you will. You will.
I
Well,
will. I will.
Yeah, that's it. You will.
I'd like to mention something else of probably one of the most memorable results of your career, your Europa Cup podium.
Yeah.
Your face lit up. I can tell you want to talk about this one.
Yes.
It came in February 2020 in Pila,
Oh,
a place that me and Alan have visited in a downhill. So how was that experience? And yeah, take it away.
Yeah, it was big. It still is my best memory so far because it was unexpected. I really So this year, I mean, that year in 2019, 2020, that's when we started the project with the new coach, John, with Elvedina Muzaferia. And I had a good, we had a good training preparation. I felt good, but I was still slow at the beginning of the season. And I was like, okay, that's annoying. I know I'm ready. I know I evolved technically, I evolved physically, I evolved mentally. Like everything was on the good path, but it was still not coming. And this Europa Cup should have been in Val di Fasa, San Pellegrino in December, but we got a big bad weather, so it was all cancelled. Then in St. Moritz in the World Cup, I got the flu. Then I missed some races because the federation didn't do the entry. Anyway, it was a really messy start of the season. And then in January, I was okay. Now it's a new year and it has to work. And this podium appeared. So it was crazy because in Pila also we had some bad weather, so it was a bit of a tricky week. So that they plan until the end. We hope that we could have this race actually because it was snowing and snowing and snowing, and that's why this day we did end the training and the race, and it was a downhill sprint like with two runs. So we had actually 3 runs in the day. So the day was long, and I did the training. I think in the training I was around 20 or 18. It was a good training, and I was happy with that. I was okay. I mean, I know what to do, and I wanted to be, I mean, top 20, top 15 was what I wished for. And then we had the first run, and I came, if I remember well, I think it was 12 or 8, maybe 12 or 8, because I remember for the second run, my goal was to stay or enter the top 10. Like it was the final hope. So, and it was, I mean, it's particular, but it was 2 runs, so it was like a GS and slalom. We had the top 30 was inversed, so I think I was 8, yeah, maybe, and I wanted to stay in the top 10. And I started so in the 22nd position. And when I arrived, I skied great, like I was at the limit, and I kind of knew it was good, but until you see the result, it's hard to know. Like in speed, sometimes it can feel all perfect and you're like so slow. so you never know exactly until you see the result. So all people were just like showing me terms, so I was okay, that means I kept my 8th place for now, and the job is done. So that was a good part, to be actually a downhill sprint, because I could have this pressure now, the girl after me, like one by one going, so I could see this podium coming, so that's make it even more special, because normally in downhill you just arrive and you know it's done or not, like you don't have this this one. So the next one I was in front, and the next one again in front, and I was starting to say, okay, what did I do? And then my coach came down, and I know, like, in Europa Cup, the top 5 is announced, like on the I mean, the podium is the top 3, but the top 5 is announced there, called there. So when he came, I was 5th, and I told him, oh, I got podium, and he said, no, you're not podium. I said, it's 5th, it's the same. I was already like so happy. And then it's continued until 2nd place. So I really did got a podium, and I will remember, like, yeah, for sure, I will remember it. It was really big, because it was a special day. So Pila is a easy slope, it was with a lot of snow, but when the slope is easy, it's hard to get fast, especially in Europa Cup, when we were like 90 or 100 girls, with many Italians there, with many, it's not a podium is a podium, and I was really proud about this one.
Yeah, good.
Very much so. So, looking forward to next season, have you set any goals for your 2024-25? Of course, a World Championship year again.
So my goal, for sure, I mean, the top 30 is in my mind, like it's the idea, we know it, everyone knows it, and it's not, I'm not gonna lie, but it has been difficult for me the last year. Like I struggle, I change. So to start at the beginning, I was not, I was put aside for the Olympics in Beijing. So the federation, for some reason, they didn't put me, and they put a girl, with no experience in Europa Cup or World Cup or anything. She was ranked like more than 1,000. I was ranked in 2 disciplines, top 100. So it was really a big, big setback. Like mentally, it's kind of destroyed me then. So I had 1 month break. I couldn't ski anymore. I was really like, because I fight it to have my place. I won't go in the details, but I did a big fight to have my place there, but it didn't happen in the end. And since then, we decided to stop the collaboration also with John, with my coach, to change the coach, to change the skis, and to change everything. but unfortunately it was not some good decision. It didn't work out good with the other coach and with the branders, with the other branders. So I didn't find a good setup for me, at least. Like for me, it's not working. It was not working. So I crashed now in Crans-Montana when I dislocated my elbow in February. And I had also another big crash in Cortina the same year, I mean this year. And I was like, okay, I can't continue like this. I had a contract of 2 years with this brand, and I said, okay, now I have to change. So we changed. I'm now on Nordica. I could try the skis after my rehab. Like I started skiing in June on Les Deux Alpes, and I got a nice feeling straight away. So it's more promising. And after these years I've been through, I want to be in the start and feel good. Like feel myself, be able to push, feel good with the material, because when you don't feel good, especially on the speed event, when you start to push and something is wrong, I can tell you it's the scariest thing. Because going at this speed with something wrong, like wrong for you, I mean, it's it set you back. Like you can't be confident, and if you cannot be confident, you can't be fast at all. Like I was slow. So now my wish is to be confident, to be playful on my skis, and then I know I can be fast. I know it that I can be fast, but I need to have all that working. Like I changed few things, so hopefully, yeah, that's my main goal. So then if the top 30 come, it should come together. Like if I feel myself and I ski as I know to ski, I can be in this top 30, but I'm fighting to ski as best as I can.
Mm. Yeah. I also mentioned towards the start about your GS training on the glacier in August. Is that something that you're going to try and start competing against, or is it still full focus on the speed events?
GS, when I was younger, I actually preferred GS than speed. Like GS was, I really loved it, but I always had more talent for speed. Like since I started FIS, because before you're too young, you don't know. But when you start FIS, and I did my first downhill in Tignes, actually, I don't know if it was not at the Gibber races, or actually, I don't remember exactly, but we did this downhill in Tignes. And I fall in love with this immediately. Like I had a big smile, and since then it kind of started, because in slalom I started to just go out, so it was bothering me. Then in GS, when you start to do a bit less, actually I was good until I broke my ACL in 2016. That coincided with a year when I lost all the financial. So in this year, it was like a few months before the Olympics. I had my knee back in place, but so I just started like a few months before, like in August. No financial, and the Olympic in few months, so I had to do uh, I had to prioritize. Like I had no time to do everything. So that's when I went full in speed, and GS was a bit let aside. It was difficult for me then with the knee. So I didn't got my level back in GS, and I focus on speed. But I still love GS, and I want it to evolve, because it will help me for Super G especially. But it will not go at a level where I can be competitive in World Cup. That's I don't. I'm not 20 years old anymore, so I'm closer to the end than the beginning. And yeah, it's too late. Like I cannot change. Like also like the training, the physical, how you train, everything it's more specific to a discipline. And now I'm fully a speed skier. and it will be hard to be competitive in GS, but it still helps a lot for my Super G skills. So maybe I can do some at the World Championships, the GS. I will see. It's not the goal, but I will see, because speed events are not really considered in Romania, kind of. I mean, that was some excuses why I was let aside the last year. So that's why I'm still fighting in GS. So I have this card with me. But maybe you will see me for the World Champs. We will see. As I told you, like, it's not easy with like with the races when you have less quota and everything. It doesn't depend on me, so I'm focusing on my World Cup circuit. That's where I have my big goal. And for me, like the big events like this, there are races of one day. Okay, anything can happen, and I'm not gonna lie, I wish I would like to be there, but it's, if I have to choose between a good result in World Cup circuit or at the big event, I will choose the World Cup circuit, because that's where all the big ones are. You are fighting with 11 Austrian, 11 Switzerland, 10 girls from, I mean, it's, the big level is there. At the Olympics, for sure, the top of the athletes are there, but it's not the same. It's not the same. So for me, World Cup has the absolute full focus. Like that's so I will see for the World Champ at the Olympics. I have absolutely no goal. I don't even know if I will be there or not. So it will be as a bonus.
Yeah, speaking about goals, when you're in the start gate, do you have a goal to put down the best time you can, or do you have a goal that you want to get on the podium?
In the start gates, like when I'm good, I want. It's hard. We don't think about much when we are on the start gate. Like it's
Right.
just full send. Like we don't. It's hard to put a real thought. Like we just are fighters and want to be as fast as possible. And for sure, you have like 2 or 3 things that each. For example, me, I know on technically or tactically, I have to work on these things. So I will have these aspects more focus on that day. But I don't think about a podium, or I think about my skiing. I mean, you know, in speed, when it goes that fast, you're not allowed to any mistake. Like it goes too fast, and then you have to be really lucid. I don't know if it's a word in
Yeah.
English. Yeah, you have to be reactive, and it's really a fight against yourself. Also in GS and slalom, it's always about yourself, but in speed, even more, in the way that if I'm a bit afraid, I'm not afraid of the slope, I'm afraid of the bad reaction I will choose to have in the at the precise moment. So that is actually the most dangerous in speeds. You need to be, you're not allowed to any mistake. And that's why when you're focused on the start, you don't think about, I mean, me, at least I don't think about the podium, about anything. I just want to execute exactly the things how I need it will be. I need to be like, it will be fast that way, it will be safe that way also, because for sure we have to take these elements in consideration. And so I have a plan and I need to focus on that plan. I don't think at all about the results when I'm in the start gate.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
Okay.
I think we will move to the quick fire questions then, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and we can start with your favorite place to ski.
Oh, I would say in the Dolomites. I fall in love with Cortina, but with many skiing areas in the Dolomites, because the slopes are longer and wider in Dolomites, and the snow is different because the air is a bit drier, so the snow is also drier. So it's a different feeling, and it's really nice. I love the Dolomites.
Quite a popular one, aren't they?
Yeah, very popular. Yeah.
We may have touched on this one, but the best moment of your career, in your opinion?
Yes, the podium, the European Cup podium in February 2020.
Very good. Nice and quick. Next one, your best friend in the sport.
Oh, being away, like how can I say, like my life is all about skiing, so we moved a lot, so I'm never in one place. So it means also I met a lot of girls along the way, World Cup, Europa Cup, different levels, so it doesn't matter. One she's retired now, but I was very close, and I still am. It's Carmina Palas from Andorra, because actually I used to race with her when I was really young in Pyrenees, in the south of France, and until she retired, like we evolved all the way. Also, Laura Gaucher, for example, I've been doing when I was 12 years old. We were together at school, so it's a long way to see all this, and we know like each other has his own problems and his own path, but it's a difficult path to arrive at the level at this level in alpine racing. And so all this girl I know since long, and they knew me since I was young. That's a special feeling. But I like many girls, like Stéphanie Venier from Austria is really, really fun. Brignone is amazing person. So yeah, there are many, many good girls on the circuit.
And I'll finish with, I'll say the aspiration for the rest of your career.
Like what I wish to do, or
Yeah.
the aspiration. I will see. I actually don't know exactly when it will end, how it will end. As I told you, I had bad few years, so now I couldn't stop on this. I know I have more in myself, and yeah, I was not myself the last year, so I want to have fun on skis. That's the first thing. Like I really want to enjoy. So for sure, I'm thinking around the Olympics. Like it's one goal. I don't know if I will be there, so I focus on the World Cup, but I have this in the side of my mind for sure. And then I will see. I will see then if I'm at the level I want to be. How is it financially wise? How everything, it's day by day, it's year by year. That's one of the problem. We cannot really plan long term, because it's quite unstable. Like if I lose one sponsor, it's done. If I win one more sponsor, it could be amazing. So it's always at the limit, and we always have to see how will be tomorrow. Like I don't know for certainty. I know also I wish to be part of the skiing world in the future. I don't know exactly how or at which title, but I would like to help the skiing world, because through my career and my obstacle and my problems and my unique path, I will say, I discover. I mean, I know a lot of things about the system and the rules and the statutes, and a lot of things that actually a lot of skiers shouldn't know or don't have time to know. I know, and I would like to use that to help the next generations. So especially the small country, because for sure all the world is the skiing world is thought around the big countries for sure. Like the system is not really helping the small countries, and I would really wish to be a big help to that. So I will see. I will see how is it possible or when.
Good, good.
Let's finish with something light-hearted, because this is my attempt at Romanian. I promised Ania on the phone at the weekend, and now I regret it. If you're hearing this for the first time, it was something that we started way back in April, saying something or asking a question in the language of the guest. And this is my first attempt at Romanian. So let's see how much you can make of this. Okay. You're going to enjoy this, aren't you?
Oh, I'm going to enjoy it.
Va multimim foarte mult pentru ceci ati fost alături de noi toate să le buci pentru noul season.
We now I have all the languages coming together, but you say like you thank me a lot to be with you, and that you wish me for the next season good wishes, or I don't remember exactly what you say, but
Good
yeah,
wishes.
Îți mulțumim pentru timpul cu noi și îți urăm succes în noul sezon. That's what you needed to say. But for sure I have my French accent, but that was Romanian, not French.
Very good. Well, good. We I mean that, but thank you very much, and we do wish you the best for the next season, and hopefully you can get yourself in those World Cup points.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Very much.
Thank you very much, and I hope you achieve all what you wish for yourself, and I'm sure you will.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.